I think we have better ways to spend our money than this kind of. It's aggression, and it's a waste of time and money.
Right now, I think it's a rotten time. Who can afford that much fuel? Why are we wasting that kind of money? We have hungry people here.
I think it's kind of a waste of money.
I think it's a disgusting waste of money. We need it.
I think it's shameful, oppressive, and it really takes away from what is necessary, which is education, food, welfare, and health for the American people.
Typical of tyrants displaying their rules, like when they used to put people's heads on a spike outside of their castles.
Pull the troops out now, right now. I'm sick of it.
Yeah,
get every aircraft carrier, everything, all the planes, and get them out of there.
And what do you think about the noise? What do you think about the noise? Well, maybe because I've never heard of them. That noise?
Hate it. It sets off the car alarms in my neighborhood, and my dog starts to twitch. She's at home all day by herself, tormented.
I don't like the noise level. They don't need to fly over the city.
The noise is horrible because I have pets. My pets are scared. They run from them.
Oh, that's annoying. You know, if you don't see them coming and they're flying low, you can get a shock.
It's atrocious and should be banned.
People that live here, I think it's kind of frustrating.
It's very loud.
Matter of fact, when I was on Ellis Street, you know, a lot of old people were bothered by it. You know, the noise.
I moved here last year and didn't know they had it, and drinking a cup of coffee in the kitchen, a jet flies over, my coffee spills everywhere.
Deafening.
The noise? Actually, the noise doesn't bother me. I have this thing on so often that...
Which thing?
iPod. I'm creating my own internal noise pollution.
So your sense of hearing has been numbed, do you feel?
Yeah, something like that.
Way too loud. That's all I know. From what you're saying, I've been hearing loud, crazy noises all day. It sounds like bombs are going to drop on us.
I guess it's better than them dropping bombs on us.
Oh, it's really loud, and I think it can be pretty disruptive for small businesses, and, you know, out in the marina, they're all over the place, so it's really loud. You can hear it, like, all over the city.
1 in 6 San Franciscans are at increased risk for heart disease, high cholesterol as a result of high noise.
Sometimes it can be dangerous, could definitely hurt a child's ears. Bothers mine. It can be very surprising sometimes when they fly over and you're not ready for it. And then I know, you know, sometimes I've been in meetings and you can't hear the person across the table. It's so loud. So
what do you think should be done about that?
I don't know. I know that the one year that the Blue Angels didn't come a few years back, there was a lot of people who were very disappointed because it's a big social event, as I said, all the people going out on the weekend. But
do you think their enjoyment should override the health of the people who are bothered by it or harmed by it, by the noise pollution?
Probably not.
When those jets fly over low, I think about how it must feel if you're on the receiving end of that. Now, they're flying over with no ordnance at all. Can you imagine what it would feel like if you're in some village somewhere in Iraq and these things come flying through the sky, dropping you know, cluster bombs and other ordnance, you know, so and you're on the receiving end and you didn't do anything wrong. You just happen to be in a country that this country is at war with.
What do I think they do?
Why?
The Blue Angels? To promote the military. Promote the Blue Angels. Get people to sign up.
What do you think those airplanes are used for?
We wondered maybe if it's to make you people more confident in the army.
It's an amazing show of military force. I really enjoy knowing that, if needed, America can do barrel rolls around the Iraqis and backflips and such.
What do you think about the noise levels?
Extreme and extraordinary. Fantastic.
Do you think they may bother some people in the city?
Oh, definitely. But, you know, they should just be out in their roofs or fire escapes, enjoying the noise, not running from it.
What do you think about Fleet Week's display of military power?
What do you mean? I look at Fleet Week as not a display of military power, as just cool planes flying around.
And what do you think those planes are usually used for?
Probably killing folks.
Why do you not think of it as a display of military power?
I don't know, because I don't know. I try not to think of it. I don't know why.
I don't view it as necessarily a display of military power. As more To me, it's more of a display of aviation.
I never thought about it in that way. I don't see it as power. I see it as just them showing off.
They're not displaying it. They're just flying around.
Display of military power? You know, I didn't even realize that that was what it was.
Yeah, so what do you think about the Fleet Week's display of military power?
That's kind of vague. Can you elaborate?
What do you think about Fleet Week's display of military power?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
I don't really look at it as a display of military power. I definitely like the aerials and stuff like that, you know, the artistic expression. But I'll definitely say that I wouldn't want to see them coming if they were on the other side.
The stress levels are so high because of the noise in this fucking city that you can hardly hear the fucking jets. You know?
So do you think the jets may bother some older people?
Who gives a fuck? These people are old because the navies allowed them to live this long. The navies have crushed fucking countries that want to fuck with us. That's one thing these suckasses want to talk about. Oh, no war and like that. This fucking Obama asshole wouldn't even be able to run for president if we didn't free those motherfuckers.
Do you think you're free?
Absolutely.
Are you homeless?
Of course I'm homeless. Why wouldn't I be? That's what's making me free.
I think that they're awesome, you know. I think that we need them, you know, for defense purposes, you know, against, you know, our enemies, you know, that try to, you know, come and overtake us. So I think that it's a positive thing, you know, that they're doing, especially when they do the air show and everything like that, but mainly for defense purposes. Because I was in the military, so I know.
So you think the United States military functions primarily as a defense organization?
Well, actually both. Actually, more as a defense, you know. Pretty soon, they're going to be the ones that's going to take over, you know. Pretty soon you won't be seeing policemen. It'll be just the military that's going to take over.
Which acts of defense do you think the U.S. military has engaged in the past 50 years?
Acts of defense? You talking about as far as war?
Military action, yes.
Just the only one that I can think of is Iraq, you know.
You think that war was an act of defense?
I don't think, you know what, to tell you the truth, that right there was like, it wasn't no purpose whatsoever, you know. It was just a waste of lives, you know, down there, because I don't think that a whole bunch of people should fight over oil and power.
I think anybody that thinks the U.S. is a terrorist state is obviously a radical, whatever their views are, because America clearly is not a terrorist state.
Do you feel that some people would feel offended by someone saying that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Why do you think that is? Do you think that that's because the state or the government is an extension of their ego?
Some people might feel that way.
Is that the planes and everything going around?
So do you feel that the government is an extension of your ego?
No, absolutely not. I think the government is an extension of freedom. I don't want to live anywhere else but United States. What about you? What do you think?
Well, I'm asking the questions.
Now I want to ask you a question. What do you think of the government military power?
I think that the freedoms that we have in this country were gained by activists like myself, not by aggressors like the U.S. military.